Right on. So we had our big bacon party yesterday, and here are the results. I've got these 4 slabs here. Come to think of it, I haven't weighed them out of curiosity. I should do that. I've got these 4 slabs. For me, that's the stuff that came from Chinatown, and then I've got this organic stuff. There's a few small slabs in here. A bunch of us got together and bought 3 pigs. And the belly wasn't cut very well on this guy, and I cut it up before turning it into bacon. The butcher did a hack job actually on that belly. But it will taste fine. I also have some extraneous fat here that I'm going to render later today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to vacuum seal this all up. I just have it in the original bags here, temporary storage until I get to do the vacuum sealing, which is what I'm doing now. So let me see, that slab with bag is just over 1 kilo, 821 grams, 921 grams. Ooh, that's gonna be 1.3 kilos, I would say. 1.255 kilos. I was pretty close. So that's a little bit too much to have in one piece. That big one I'll probably cut into 3 pieces. The rest of them I'll cut into 2 pieces and vacuum seal each chunk and throw it in the freezer and take it out anytime I like. So I got my hunting knife here. I just sharpened it, and that's going to be for cutting up the meat, obviously. You also need a good sharp knife for cutting the bags. Whoa, hey, there we go. That's a quick way to test your footwork. You can see I have this thin little cutting board down here. I don't like to have meat down on my hardwood surface. I do cut directly on my hardwood surface, but I don't cut either onions or any relative like garlic or what have you, and I don't cut meat directly on the wood. So that little piece is probably going to take about 2.5 strokes on the bag here, so 2.5 marks. Uh-oh, and I didn't sharpen my jackknife. Oh, well, it's already sharp. Okay. So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, I don't know how many that is. I'm just going to do a couple here for you, and we'll show you how it goes. So, I won't cut them all up just yet. Let's see, that's 2, and we'll get the 3rd one. Right on. So we want to see what that bacon looks like, don't we? So this is the big one. This is the big one. That's pretty much 1.3 kilos. That's 3 hours of smoke, applewood. I think I might have had a bit of cherry in there, I'm not sure, but it's mostly applewood. 3 hours of smoke is fairly smoky. I consider it though to be kind of a little bit more than medium smoke. Some people probably would not like 3 hours of smoke, but we had some people. We served up some of the bacon yesterday after it was done. We had a big party, everyone come over, we made bacon, and I served up my slab of organic bacon, and some of the comments were that they didn't find it too smoky, so that's fine. Maybe I will cut that into just 2 after all. No, I'll do 3. So I'm going to just try to see what I can do here. Get that cut properly. Good sharp knife is an absolute requirement for doing this. You can see how easy that goes through there. Gotta have a good sharp knife. And that's where learning how to sharpen a knife comes in handy. I've been sharpening my own knives now for almost 25 years, doing it manually. I should do it. Oh, look at that. Oh, baby. Yes. That is some nice looking bacon. I'm telling you, look at that. Oh man, 3D House of Bacon. I don't know how to make that noise. You know, the one from SCTV. Okay, so there's those three. I wonder if I should cut it all up first. No, I don't think I will. What I am going to do is show you how these get packaged in the vacuum sealer. So you take, the bag is open on both ends at this point. I just cut it off the roll. So you've got to seal one end first. You slap her in there. This is a manual. Some of them are automatic seal. This one is manual. Now I find you can lose your seals on these Food Saver sometimes. Bag's not big enough. Look at that. Oh, maybe it's just gonna fit. Oh my goodness, just barely gonna fit in there. Yes, it is gonna fit. And I probably could have gotten away with a little bit less bag. Note to self. Yeah, so these things I find, a lot of people report the Food Saver, they lose the seal. They seal the bag and then it has a leak in it. I find I had that problem a lot, and the best way to prevent it is when you're done, leave it set for 5 seconds anyway. That seal is still hot where it sealed the bag, and if you move that out of there too soon, I find that can cause it not to seal properly. You got to let that seal point cool down just a little bit, even 5 seconds. Wait 5 seconds after it's done, then move the bag out, and Bob will be your uncle. So I'll shove this over here. We'll get our next bag in there, and leave it sit for 5 seconds. Even better, raise the lid and let it set for 5 seconds. And we'll see if we can squeeze that next guy in there, which we should be able to. Just get it in. Oh man, that smells so good. I got a craving for bacon now, but I should go easy because I've been eating a fair bit of bacon the last couple of weeks. Just because all this bacon making gives you a craving, and you gotta give in to those cravings sometimes. Right on. So that is basically what we do. I just go on through the whole thing, cut it up in appropriate size slabs. When it comes time to cut this up, it's far easier. You'll notice I left the rind on too. I'll get to that in a second. It's far easier to cut when it's frozen, so if you tried to cut that into slices now, it would be darn near impossible unless you had a commercial machine, I suppose. I've got my hand crank meat slicer, the one you've seen in other videos. Take that right out of the freezer, run it through the hand crank meat slicer, does a really good job of it, and away you go. So we're just going to go through the rest of these, sealing it up. Oh yeah, I mentioned a lot of people take the rind off before sealing it up and freezing it. I find it comes off pretty easily even when it's frozen. So let's say, for example, maybe you decide you want to try to make some pork rinds or something like that. I've tried to do that a few times. I haven't been too successful yet. I'm sure one of these days I will have success with getting it to work out. So I don't throw away the rind until the last moment. If I throw it away now, then I don't have the option of making pork rinds. If I take it off out of the freezer, at least then I still have that option open to me, and then I can decide at that point whether or not I want to exercise that option. That's all there is to it. there's my bacon. I've got a number of kilos going into the freezer at this point. Rock on.